again, oh, there you go. So there's a way to actually get a text message. You can use that with an email function where it will email you the information. And many people just use the automated phone line. But again, if you go to our website, pacebus.com/trip check, you're able to utilize it right there. So it sends you email confirmations before your trip. It can let you know if for any reason your vehicle is running late. You can check your itinerary these are sent nightly. So if you have any trips already reserved for tomorrow or next week, those will all show. You can review and cancel. You just can't use it right now to make your reservation, but that's coming soon. Also, we have a late trip reimbursement. If somebody's trip was more than an hour from the scheduled pickup time, we will reimburse you. Let me tell you, this is not optimum. If something was more than an hour late, that is not good. But at least at the very least, that if somebody has that circumstance, they don't also have to pay for that late trip. And these tickets are sent out. We actually have ADA tickets that we mail quarterly, and you don't need to do anything. With technology, these are automatically registered, and we're aware of it, just as you certainly are. ADA education, like I say, I do engagements like this. We do exhibit at various conferences and transition nights. We have a Hop on the Bus to Independence workshop. If you go to our website, we actually bring out a PACE bus. Now, this isn't paratransit. This is just to acclimate people to how to even, let's say, I would use a regular fixed route bus, but I don't know how to use it. Well, we bring out a bus to a location and train people on exactly how to do it. We go through, show you how to pay using your venture card, or if you're using cash, where to sit, how to know when to get off. There's a lot of information on our website. And then also the RTA does one-on-one travel training. So this teaches persons with disabilities or those older how to use our trains. You work one-on-one with a travel trainer. You get on an actual bus or a train, travel to somewhere that you would normally go or want to go. The cost is free except for the actual fare. You still have to buy your train ticket or pay for your fare. Here's the information for that. Again, don't worry, you'll be getting all this information emailed as well. So just, and I know I'm getting real tight. I do want to let you know, there are some alternates that we're working on in the city of Chicago. There's an alternate to paratransit. So those that have a paratransit card, you're able to use a taxi, and the first $30 is covered. For many trips, it would pay for that whole trip. Right now, you don't even have to pay. Normally, it's that same $3.25 cost. Because of COVID, that's being waived. We have some availability issues with our regular vehicles. So people who are able to use a taxi, and not all are, especially if somebody has a wheelchair or a mobility device that won't fit on a train, but for those that do, maybe they have a hearing or a visual disability, and it's easy for them to use a regular car. We want you to know that that is an option. It's very similar. You just, like any other thing, you call a cab or you wave down a cab, and you use your tap card. This is something you do have to apply for. There's information that'll be sent on how to do that. And you're actually allowed up to 8 one-way trips a day. So some people use this exclusively. If you don't live in the city, this isn't applicable. I tell it because you may, for instance, let's say somebody does, but they work downtown, they live in the suburbs, but work downtown. So they may take a paratransit trip in the morning, but let's say they want to go out to lunch or they have an off-site meeting. They can then hail a cab and be able to get to that. And then later at the end of the day, take their paratransit or their ADA trip back home.
Hey, Ed, I'm going to have to jump in because
Yes.
we've got to get to the question and answers. So if you don't mind, and these will also be in the handouts for everyone, correct?
Yep.
Okay, great. Yep. And they can contact you, as you all can see, on the phone number and your email address. So that's great.
And I also included a contact for the RTA because so much of the things you may have are relative RTA questions. So Sarah Blair is a great resource as well.
Okay,
But
great.
getting to the questions.
Okay, super quick. The first question, my son is being charged $325 from Cook County to Lake County on Pace. Why is it more?
You mean an additional 325? It shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe Sheree, you can.
It should be 325 no matter where you're going. So if somebody was going from, say, let's say they needed to get from Naperville to Waukegan. Now that won't be easy to do, but you can get there on a paratransit vehicle. It's going to probably take a few hours, but one can do it. And that trip, that single trip should be just the 325. So maybe if that person can give me a call, we can find out more. There's my number right there. So maybe that might be a good way, or email me and I'll follow up with you.
Okay, Sheree, you can do that. That's a great suggestion. Thank you. Do you have a list of the 50 different entities that offer DialARide?
I don't think that's included in the material I'll be sending, but that is on our website. So if you go to pacebus.com/DialARide, you'll be able to find all of those.
Okay. And then the next question is, currently, does micro transit exist in the area?
Well, first of all, DialARide on demand, those are all micro transits. We are actually working with Share Ride Services. That was one of my last slides. Specifically in DuPage County, we have a thing where, like the TAP program, as an alternative to ADA paratransit, they're actually able to use a Uber ride to get to where they're going, and the first $30 is covered. And right now it's free. Normally it will be a $3 cost for that, but I'd rather pay $3.25 to get $30 of value, and be able to use that if that's an option for me. Some of the vehicles are accessible. A lot of them are just regular vehicles. So it may or may not be, but one nice thing about that is anything that reduces rides on regular paratransit vehicles just expands the availability for those that must use those. So it's a good thing even for somebody who doesn't use them directly.
Okay, next question. I see Pace dropping off and picking up a person where my son works. This person, like my son, has a disability. Is that an ADA paratransit service? And can you schedule a regular service to and from work?
Yes, you can. Now, that specific vehicle could be, it might be an ADA vehicle, or it could be a DialARide service. It might even be one of our on-demands. I doubt it's the on-demand because those are branded a little bit differently. It could be either or. So again, obviously we'll know that that's that destination's within the 3/4 of a mile of a fixed route if it's an ADA, but keep in mind where the person originates their trip must also be within 3/4. So that might be available for that one person, but maybe not another person if they don't live within 3/4 of a mile.
Okay, so this next question relates to that. If your home is outside the 3/4 mile limit from a fixed route, can you set up a paratransit pickup from a different location, such as a nearby shopping center or municipal building that is within the 3/4 mile of a route?
Yeah, and that's important. If somebody's eligible, you may want to get certified anyway, so that when you travel anywhere that does have it, where that might be an option, you're automatically able to utilize it. I know of one couple, the husband gives a wife a ride to a McDonald's. He then goes in a different direction to work. She has an ADA vehicle, pick her up there. She goes to her job, and then they do the reverse in the afternoon. So as long as you can get to within 3/4 of a mile of a fixed route, you're able to utilize it. Again, I know for many people that is the 800-pound gorilla is getting there.
Okay, I have 2 questions that we're going to try to wrap up with. This one is a more complicated one. From Cherie, my son has severe autism, nonverbal. For the last 10 months, he has a Pace subscription to go to and from his adult day program. Wesley Wright, Pace Q&A says, QA says that my son's trip should take 90 minutes. Morning drop-off is at 9 a.m. and afternoon pickup is at 2:15. On 8:25, Pace dispatcher said that Could not pick up my son until around 4 p.m. Driver shortage. On 8:31, Pace dispatcher said drop off will be at 10:20. Driver shortage. What actions is Pace taking to address the driver shortage, and how are riders informed about complaint resolution?
Yeah, well, the complaint resolution should go directly to the person who submits that with our ADA paratransit helpline. But in general, I have to just say that is a major problem we're dealing with, is that driver shortage. It is impacting us significantly and really hurting our riders. So what we're trying to do about it is, I mean, I don't mean to sound simplistic. We're trying to, as best we can, to hire more drivers. Unfortunately, we're competing with a lot of different entities because it's across many industries throughout the country, and across many other fields. It's not just drivers, but yeah, it's a significant issue. We're doing a lot. We're partnering with community colleges for training for drivers, and with other organizations. But it's a problem, no question about it.
Okay, so I'm going to try. I'm so concerned about time.
Yeah.
Last question, and I would just recommend that if you have questions that don't get answered today, please contact Ed via email or phone. So last question, is ADA Paratransit the only door-to-door service, or does community transit also do door-to-door?
My bad, because I should have made that very clear. Yes, both the DialARide services are door-to-door, as are Pace on Demand. But I want to qualify, it's not really door-to-door, it's curb to curb. So somebody, technically is supposed to be able to get to the vehicle. I'm not saying a driver won't assist somebody from a front door to get there, but the rule and the regulation is you need to be able to get to that vehicle either in your driveway or in the front of your home in the street. So it's not door to door, but for all practical purposes, same thing.
Okay. And last, you said that on demand is the same fare as a fixed route bus. Do they do a reduced fare or free fare like fixed route buses?
Yes, exactly. On the on demand, DialARides are different. You could have a reduced fare card, and there's one fare, much like it is on ADA Paratransit. You still have that fare to pay.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Ed.
Sure.
And so much information, and you did a great job of trying to squeeze it all in.
Yeah, sorry to go long on you, and my apologies to the other speakers.
Thank you. Anyone can contact Ed or Sarah, the information above. And thank you very much, Ed. I'm going to go ahead and jump in and introduce Mel Maldonado, who is with the Schaumburg Township Transportation Department. Welcome, Mel.
Hello, my name is Melvin Maldonado, and I am the manager of the Schaumburg Township. I also have transportation. I also have Kathy Barcelona here, who's our dispatcher. She will talk to you a little bit about our trip service. I'm going to talk to you about our service. We work Monday through Friday. We work from 8:30 to 3:30. We service the seniors and the disabilities, 18 and over. We do door to door. Our drivers come out and assist the clients to the bus. We just cannot cross that threshold and go into people's homes. Our regulations are you must live in our township and register with us. And once you register, we take calls, first come, first serve. Our seniors are 55 years and over, and are, like I said, disabled are 18 and over. We go anywhere in the township, which is a 36 square mile radius, plus we go 7 miles out for doctor's appointments. We cover 3 hospitals in the area. We take people to doctor's appointments. We take them food shopping. We take them to get their hair cut. We take them to go out to to have lunch. We service them with about anywhere they want to go, except we do not service going to the churches, to schools, or work. Our priority are dialysis for people and doctor's appointments. After that, we take care of personals. We charge $1 to go and $1 to come back. Like I said, we go door to door, and we go anywhere in the township, but we also, like I said, go 7 miles out, which it's quite a big area. We service we average about 80 people a day, and we what else? The donation is $1 to go and $1 to come back. We do 2 rides a day for each customers, because we're so busy every day that we try to serve as many people as we can. We have 8 buses and 7 drivers every day, so we get around. We get around pretty much all day, from busy all day, from the 8:30 till 3:30. I have Kathy here. She's going to go over our trip service, which is through PACE. But with the metal, we do all the appointments for them. So I'm going to let you have Kathy talk to you about that.
Hi, I'm Kathy Barcelona. And we have a program called TRIP. And that is through PACE, and it's 5 townships are in that service. And they will take people to anywhere within those 5 townships for medical purposes only. And they also go downtown to all the major medical campuses. And to go downtown, it's $10 each way. And to go to the other townships, it's $5 each township line you cross, with a maximum of $10 each way. And with PACE, you have to have a separate registration. You have to be 18 years and older, disabled, or 60 years and older as a senior. And you could schedule your ride anywhere from 5 to 7 days in advance for them. The one important thing that we ask people to remember who use the service is they have to give a definite time they'll be ready to go home. And PACE comes and they will wait their allotted time, I think 5 or 10 minutes. And if you don't come out, they do leave. And it's very hard for them to get back there. So I always suggest that you say you'll be ready a half hour later than you really think you will be. So any questions on that?
Oh, I'm not seeing any questions yet. Anyone, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat so that Kathy can answer them.
Okay.
I did go on the PACE bus site to look up all the different DialARides, and obviously Schaumburg Township is listed there under Cook County. There's just a ton of information. It's very interesting. So when I send out the materials that Ed is going to share with everybody who registered, I'll provide this link, because you can go down and it gives the fares. It tells how far in advance you have to register for a trip, where they go. It's quite interesting with lots of stuff. So I will put that link in the email that I sent to everyone.
Okay, the townships, I didn't mention, the townships that are involved in TRIP are Hanover Township, Palatine, Elk Grove, Wheeling, and of course us, Schaumburg. So those are the 5 townships that are currently in that program.
Can you list that one more time for me?
Okay, the townships are Hanover, Palatine, Elk Grove, Wheeling, and Schaumburg. And it is a curb to curb service. They do not cross the threshold. And you have to be at the curb for them. Some of the drivers are nice enough to help, but we can't guarantee that with how the service is presented.
Okay, and is the trip service, is that on the same website, Linda, that you referred to?
She's
you're-
muted.
You're muted, Linda, you're muted. You're
Sorry.
muted.
I will look and see. I just
Okay.
specifically looked for DialARide on this, but I can look, and if we have something or I find a resource on that, I'll include that.
Or you could go to our website.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I haven't
You're
seen,
welcome.
has Carrie Nordine checked in from Palatine Township? I haven't seen her, so perhaps she got held up with something, so we may not have a speaker from Palatine, but I do know I live in Palatine Township and they have similar services. Their door to doors, I think, are $2.50, and you do have to reserve a little bit further ahead than what I'm hearing from Schaumburg, but I think some of their services are pretty similar. So
Yes.
and there's a lot of people with disabilities I know who access those services for day programs and various things in the community. So like them, it's a wonderful service, and you don't have to worry about the 3/4 of a mile thing. So if you're staying within the township or slightly outside your township, it's definitely something to investigate.
Yes, it is. And we just want people to keep in mind that with our DialARide service or our DialABus service, that we do a lot of dialysis. I mean, we do up to 40 dialysis rides a day. So that's the priority, the 9 o'clock slots.
Okay, thank you. Carrie is on the call. So Carrie, we just,
Oh, there she is. I found her.
there we go.
Sorry.
But trip service is not for work, correct? Not for
Correct.
work, church, or school.
Or school, it's medical only.
Oh, I thought it was also haircuts and
Oh, no,
shopping.
that's our service.
That's our service in the
Oh,
township. Trip, it's a separate service.
Oh, got it.
And that one is through PACE. Ours, we have our own transportation. We got 8 buses here.
Got it. Okay, thank you. All right, right now, Carrie Nordine from Palatine Township's Transportation is going to present. Mel and Kathy, thank you very much for your input.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you.
everyone. I'm
Sorry, Carrie.
Hi.
Sorry, I didn't see you. I
Sorry,
thought you were asleep.
I was watching the whole time. I didn't realize I was
We
not.
saw you, didn't know it was you.
I am the interim director here at Palatine Township, and we have 2 bus services, which Schaumburg pretty much went over. We have our own township service, which takes anybody disabled and or seniors within our township. We'll take them anywhere: library, shopping, hairdressers, local doctor, dentist, anything they need to do in the township. We do go into Arlington Heights for medical on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We do currently just have 4 buses and 2 drivers, so driver shortage. If you know anybody that has their CDL, send them our way. The trip program was started in 2006, and it's been a wonderful program for all our clients of the 5 townships for out of township medical. They do go to Good Shepherd. They go to St. Alexius, Alexian Brothers, Lutheran General. So basically any medical appointments in the 5 surrounding townships. And then with the addition of Hines and North Chicago VA, and also the medical district downtown in the city with Northwestern, Rush, Cook County. I'm trying to think of anything else. Glenbrook, I think they've added also. So that's been, but it has been difficult. Again, we share them with ADA Paratransit. So, and their service is short drivers. Drive times have been extremely long for some people. Getting picked up after your appointment time is not real good, but I know they're working on that. And it doesn't happen all the time, so that's good. Our local bus service is $2.50 each way. And we do require registration. 18 to 59 for disabled and 60 and over for seniors. And then we do require a 3-day notice for a reservation. And we do currently mostly dialysis and medical appointments. We do have some, the hairdressers and grocery shopping and that kind of thing also. And our drivers, they're good about helping clients on and off the bus, and sometimes at the door, especially in the wintertime with seniors being afraid to fall on the ice. But again, yeah, they do not enter a home ever. The only time we did have one client that our driver did enter, but her husband was having a heart attack, so she did CPR. So that was the one time we were able to help somebody that way. But I think Schaumburg kind of touched on most everything. If you have any questions.
Really a great service. I hope people will look into
Yeah.
it. Do you know, well, I guess, like I say, we'll provide the link for the 50 different entities that provide their own DialARide, because I originally thought it was more just townships, but from looking at the site, it isn't just township organizations, although you guys do it great in both Palatine and Schaumburg. So, and I know Wheeling has something as well, which is kind of in our geographic area. So, I encourage people, like I say, I will include the link for the PACE page that has all the different entities. So if you're outside this particular suburban area, you can look and see if there's something close to you that you might be able to access. But you guys do a great job. I see so many of our young adults accessing transportation through Schaumburg and Palatine, and it's really a wonderful service for our kids.
Yeah,
our
we
young
do
adults.
we have a group that we take to Clearbrook. We have some we've taken to NWSRA. So yeah, we have been, it's been nice servicing for the disabled younger people. Also, people can contact their townships or their villages. I think, maybe I'm wrong if Schaumburg wants to correct me. I thought the village of Schaumburg also had service. But if you check your local government websites.
Yeah, they have DialARide here in Schaumburg also, yes.
Right, okay. So, yeah, so it's different, just doing a little research. But starting with the PACE site, that'll give you a full listing, I think, by county.
Anybody else have any other questions? Really appreciate you being here today. Sorry, Carrie, that I didn't recognize you right off.
That's okay.
But thanks for stepping in. I appreciate that. And thanks to everybody for coming. Any other questions? If you do, stick stuff in the chat. Nothing else? Okay, great. Thanks so much. Our next Friday Forum is going to be a day of benefits on October 7th. So you'll be getting information about that hopefully in the coming week.
Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.